What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. We got to talk about the Sacramento Kings because I think they're having a very, very stellar season. Kind of going under the radar for the most part. I mean, you kind of could have expected that because media is never going to give them any love. But they've got some opportunities here for maybe two All-Stars making the playoffs. A lot of stuff that hasn't happened in a long time. And I just want to put a light on it because I think they're playing really good basketball, just overall as the season's gone. Okay. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's talk about the Kings, their season, how it's going, their players. So I think they got a pretty solid roster. And, this is the first time in, 15 something years that they've really been what looks like a cohesive, solid team with all-star level play from a couple different guys. And I'm going to start with those guys because I think, they're the biggest reasons why the Kings are the way they are right now and being a successful season so far. De'Aaron Fox. You got to start with Fox. He's been great, averaging like 24 points, like 4 or 5 rebounds, like 6 assists, pretty good efficiency. He was off to a smoking hot start when the season started. Kind of calmed down a little bit, but I know he had that injury. But the last few games, he's kind of got back to that flow that he was in the beginning of the season. That rhythm looks back. I think that injury is behind him, which is a big deal. I think you need your guys healthy, and he's playing really, really well. Looks like he's going to have an all-star nod this year, from my opinion. There's not that many point guards in the West that I think have been that much better than him. Steph Curry's hurt. John Morant, John Morant's John Morant. But after that, I think there's a discussion to be made. And I'm probably forgetting somebody's name, but I think Fox has been awesome. We got just the warrior over here, Domantas Sabonis, who has just been a dog all year long, like 19 points, like 12, 13 rebounds, like 7 assists. Those are like damn good numbers. That's an all-star season from a center in the West. I do not care. There's not that many guys that have been better than him at his position this year. He's been fantastic, just the passing. And I just love that, he's playing through this. I think he like broke his thumb or broke one of his fingers or something like that. I think it was his thumb. And, anytime you see players get an injury like that, they're out like a month, not playing. It's immediately they're on the bench, not playing games. And he's like, you know what? No, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to play through this. And I give him a lot of credit for that because in a day and age where guys are resting and taking nights off seemingly every single night, he's going out there and playing through these injuries. And I just want to give him credit for that because it's not happening a lot anymore. And he's a dog. He's a dog for that. Also, he's playing amazing through this too. So, yeah, just give Sabonis some credit. He doesn't get a lot of love. That Halliburton for Sabonis trade looks like a win-win now, which I thought it was a loss for the Kings originally, but I'm happy to be proven wrong. Sabonis has been awesome. Kings record right now overall as a team, they're 18-15. The way I really like to look at it, they started off 0-4. So they're 18-11 since the 0-4 start. That's a good mark to look at because I think it's more of the team that they really are. You can start off a few games rough, kind of rusty, whatnot. Don't have it in sync yet. But since then, 18-11, one of the better teams in the league, honestly. I know they're only the 7 seed in the West, but they're like 3.5 games back of the 1 seed. Like everything is super compacted in the West right now, and mostly in the East too. But the West is super compacted to where like you could lose a game and fall 4 or 5 seeds, or you can win a game and climb 4 or 5 seeds. Like it's kind of crazy how it's going right now. It's the beginning of the year, so you kind of expect that a little bit. But I didn't think it'd be this close of a race. And in a race where so many teams are being competitive, they're one of them. Which like I said, in the past 15 years, 20 years, whatever it is, basically a lot of my lifetime they have not been good. So to see them, a team that's gone through this fan base, especially gone through everything, where they just have like a great energy now. They got the light the beam thing going. It's awesome to see just because I don't want to see teams be in the cellar forever and ever and ever, and I don't like seeing the same teams be good every single year because it just becomes a little complacent. So seeing new teams that just kind of overcome and just finally get it together like the Kings, I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. I'm gonna give some other guys some love too because I think they've really got maybe 5 or 6 other guys that I think deserve a lot of credit for their success. I wanted to talk about Fox and Sabonis first because those are the 2 lead dogs on the roster. It's that simple. But this is 100% a team effort outside of those guys. We'll give Kevin Huerter some love. Really, really underrated pickup. I didn't know how great he was going to be for them. I just, I've only seen him as a Hawk, but 15 points per game, 40+% from 3. I think he's in the high 40s from the field overall. He's just been really, really good. Just it's a perfect. You need guys that can space the floor. It's a perfect fit next to Fox, who hasn't career-wise been a great shooter, but this year he's been better. And then Sabonis, who's never been a great shooter. He likes, this is a reason why he's got 7 assists. Is he's kicking out to guys that can knock it down. like Kevin Huerter, who are just almost automatic from out there. One of the best 3-point shooters in the league, and doesn't get a lot of credit for that. Like, I don't know why, but he's a sniper on the move, catch and shoot. It's all there. He's been awesome for them. Pretty decent defender too. He's having a good year from there, from my opinion. I don't think he's been terrible, but he's not going to be locked down or anything like that. But when he's knocking down 40% of his threes, you're getting decent defense with it. That's all you can ask for. Then we got Laker legend Malik Monk. He's averaging like 15 points per game as well, like 4 assists. The thing with Malik is that you can start him, you can bring him off the bench, and he's kind of the same player no matter what. He's just a bucket getter. He had like 33 the other night after having a rough a few minutes against the Nuggets in the game before to finish the game. This goes up against them again, puts up 33, has a great game. He's just a good player. He's a bucket getter. Can literally lead your second unit. He can be, like I said before, he can give you 33 and win you a game. So he's a spark plug. I like his game. I love him as a 6-man kind of role. But if you want to play him next to Fox, I'm not mad at that either. I think he's just a really solid player in the NBA now, and it's great because his career kind of started off pretty rocky, but he figured it out, and he's been having a good year. I will say though, I expect his 3-point percentage to go up. I think he's at like 33% right now. End of the season, he'll be around 37, 38. I don't think that's a bold prediction. I think he'll get that together. And then you got the guy that was before the season just known as a trade piece in Harrison Barnes, 14 points per game, provides great defense. He's a big wing in a league that you need big wings that can score and play defense. So I really like his fit on the team. Ironically, I thought he was going to get traded, but he looks like a really quality piece to a team that is looking to make something happen this year. So I just want to give Harrison Barnes a little bit of credit. He's the same guy he's always been, just a solid, good, can knock down some threes, can create some passes, plays good defense, just a good player. And I think that's really what's helped them is that they just compile the roster of just really good to above average players. When you get an all-star guy like Sabonis, you get a guy like Fox, you have Huerter, you've got, you got Monk, and then you've got Barnes. Like, just that alone, like when you put 5 or 6 just good players together, things will probably go well. So this is something they haven't had in the past, but they have it now. And lastly, one guy I want to give a little bit of credit to, and Lisa, I think he's been starting lately. I'm pretty much all season. Keegan Murray. I just think he's just going to be a good pro. He might be better than that, but like he's been a little up and down as a rookie, as you expect. Most rookies are going to be like that. Paolo's in a slump right now. Ivy was in a slump. Mathurin was in a slump. It happens. It's how it goes. But 38% from 3, plays pretty decent defense. He's not locked down or anything like that. They don't really have any like clamp guys other than I would say Davion Mitchell, and I think Terrence Davis is very good on defense. But for the guys that get a bulk of the minutes, they play a really good team defense in terms of guys aren't just out there on an island all game getting cooked. So I just like the construction of this roster because they haven't had anything like this in I don't know how long. So when you get these guys that go out there and ball out, it's good to see. And then you got Fox, just killer. You got Sabonis, killer. Monk, killer. Huerter, killer. Like, it's just damn good. And I really expect them to. I did not expect them to be this good going into the season. I'll own that. I expect them to be even better as this next like 10, 11 games goes along. They're going to play teams like the Rockets a couple times. They're going to play the Jazz a couple times. They're playing them tonight. They're going to play the Lakers, who haven't been. I mean, they've been competitive, but they haven't been great. They're going to play the Thunder. They're going to, they got a lot of the Spurs, a lot of winnable games coming up. I think they play like the Grizzlies and like the Sixers or something like that somewhere down the line. But honestly, I expect them the next 10, 11 games, they should be at minimum like 7-4. I think that's a pretty good mark. I expect them 7-4 or better. I don't think they'll be any worse than that. And that's going to be something that's really good because then you're looking at a record, being like 25 and, like 17, 18. It's a good record, 7 games above 500, 8 games above 500. And then you just keep racking these wins up. So, if you hit a slump in the middle of the season, because injuries are likely to pile up, you're going to be okay because you won a lot of games when you needed to in the beginning. And this is a team that has good wins on the record. It's not like they're beating up on the Magic, the Rockets, teams like that. They've beaten the Cavs twice. They've beaten the Clippers. They've beaten the Nuggets. Those are 3 teams that I think are awesome this year, personally. They beat the Pacers. They beat the Grizzlies. They beat the Nets, although it was earlier in the season. Like, these are just wins that matter. You got to beat these teams. You got to win these. You got to win against good teams. You're not going to win every single time. You're not going to, you're not going to beat Boston every single time. You're not going to beat Philly every single time. It's not likely. But if you're able to compile a couple wins here and there against these teams, you're going to see a really positive record down the stretch to where this team could be, 4 45 to 55 wins. They could be somewhere in there, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go closer to 55, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they go to 45, but I still think they're a playoff caliber team because they have so much talent, and they have it in places that you need it. They've got a few good guards. They've got some decent to really good wings. They've got an all-star big man. I mean, they got just a good quality roster construction, which as a Laker fan, I am so jealous of that right now. But hey, got to give the Kings some love because the media, we all know they're not going to do it. They're getting a little bit because of the beam thing, and it's just become like a little bit of a trend. But when it comes to actual on-court highlights and stuff like that, you rarely see it. And when guys like Fox, Sabonis, Huerter, Monk, Murray, Barnes, Trey Lyles, Davion Mitchell, when guys are just playing really, really solid, they deserve to get some credit. How do you guys feel about the Kings so far this season? Are you surprised like me that they're doing this well? Obviously, I slept on them too much, but like I said, happy to be proven wrong. Do you think that they're going to be able to push it into the playoffs? Do you think they're a play-in team? What seed do you kind of see them finishing around? I see them right around that 6th seed, which is still really, really solid because you can still make some noise with that. It's happened year in and year out. They could do better than that, of course. They could do a little bit worse, but I don't see them falling out of the play-in. That's personally my opinion. And I really hope that if they keep this up, that they get 2 All-Stars in Fox and Sabonis, because those guys have been killing. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. I really, really appreciate it. The Kings have been awesome. And, for basically, I've never seen it happen for them. So it's awesome to see now. Love it. Kings fans, enjoy the season. I hope you're enjoying this far. It's really the best team that you guys have really had to watch in forever. So thank you for watching. I'm done here. Peace.